concerning Council Friend Stevens. We seen videos of you crawling around on the floor, unplugging computers, but that's working together, right? Y'all claim y'all gonna work together. It ain't gonna never happen. And my second one is, I'd like to hear what the mayor had to say when y'all cut them off.
I do. May I make another?
She already done.
No,
so
ma'am.
you can't.
Have a seat.
Yeah, you gotta
Expose these little Bye. Out.
Okay.
Get her out.
Oh,
Okay, okay, I got it.
Okay.
I hope the councilman
Justin
says
Anderson
charges.
of 1865 Roslyn. I'll say this. Shay Gadison was the council person.
The meeting is suspended until we have removed her.
Well, I wanted to say, hopefully she can
Hold your comments, sir.
I'll say Shay Gadison was the council person in Ward 2. I beat her once and I'll beat her again. I removed her out that seat and I'll do it again.
That's so ridiculous.
Whether it's up here. So,
Coming out of certain petitions.
Wow, this is incredible. So I left the meeting because Shay left the meeting.
Hi, everyone. They
This
kicked me out of the
was
meeting.
just, I had enough.
They kicked me out of the meeting, and so.
Okay, wait a minute,
they
let
kicked
me get you set up right.
Okay.
Let me get you set up right. Wow.
Is your phone still going?
I'm videotaping because the reception in East Cleveland is so poor, I can't even use my own cell phone service to stream. I gotta videotape everything because the reception is so poor in East Cleveland. Oh, where's the other? Yeah. Okay, cool. Perfect. Let me make sure that
Thanks, Mom.
That you
Why you
are-
not in your pops?
you are at the right.
I said, why you not in there? I know, baby.
He walked in and walked out. Okay, so yes, continue.
Okay, so I was removed from the council meeting because they did not want me to continue my remarks. I believe that there is no limit to how many times a resident may come up to the podium to make remarks to council. However, as we have said today, the gross ineptitude, the gross inadequacy and ignorance of our current council class. We have monies that have already been allocated to the city of East Cleveland. However, our council, all we have continuously heard throughout the entire night is, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And so I think that that type of ignorance should not be accepted when you have been elected to lead people and to make sure that our residents receive an improved quality of life. How can they do that when you simply do not know? I wanted to touch on the remarks concerning Nathaniel Martin. I find it very interesting that the whole evening nobody knew anything. Nobody knew anything, but when it came time to attack Councilor Martin, they had a laundry list of things that he's being accused of. I also would like to note that each counselor, or I'm not going to say each counselor, let me rephrase, Councilor GOWDY, Councilor BLOWWITCH, as well as Councilor Stevens, all benefited from the efforts of Councilor Nathaniel Martin. They have all benefited from his East Cleveland Democratic Club. They have all benefited from these alleged charges that they're now lodging against him. I think
You're
that all
kidding.
three counselors would not be on that council bench right now had it not been for Nathaniel Martin. So unless these kids have an endless pot of gold somewhere, I'm not understanding how they are able to publish these newsletters continuously. I received an email yesterday where they had distributed a flyer that alleged.
Can you bring that up on your phone because I want the world to see that flyer. When I saw it, I was like, what?
It was insane.
What in the hell is this?
So basically,
And then the way you wrote it up was even more incredible because
thank you.
you instantly just threw that lie under the bus because you weren't even in town when you supposedly went to jail, got charged with a crime. And so this is proof. This is beyond proof positive.
I don't know if you guys can see this.
Okay.
So this is a
Turn it this way.
This is a flyer that was distributed to the residents within the city of East Cleveland, alleging that, I believe it was October 23rd, 2022, I was arrested for attempting to purchase crack cocaine.
What?
That story is completely fictitious, and you don't have to take my word for it. I actually was working on a campaign in Atlanta, Georgia. So the day before, I was actually at a rally with Congresswoman Nikema Williams as well as Senator Raphael Warnock.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that on your
Yes.
Facebook page.
And so at my office in South Fulton, Georgia, so it was logistically impossible for me to be here to
Right.
get arrested.
Right.
The names that are in this flyer are completely made up. There is no Officer Larry. If you notice the number that it says for more contact, please contact Maxine Mackey.
Yeah,
Maxine Mackey is the law clerk. This is the number to the mayor's office. This is not even her number. And if you look down in this last sentence, there are typos. So they didn't even have enough sense to use spell check.
Now, who would manufacture a fake news flyer like that? A defamation of character flyer like that? Because I believe just standing here as a lay person viewing this, you have an incredible lawsuit against those idiots in there. Because that's defamation of character. That it's so many things that we can begin to name legally that I know any competent jury in this nation would hands down.
Well, I don't want to say specific names, but I will say that the culprits are within that courtroom right now. This has been the same 2 or 3 people that have perpetuated this chaos throughout our city. They are the reason why our city, the image of our city is a joke, why we are not taken seriously by, other municipalities, why we have to beg and grovel, because who would have faith and confidence in our abilities to run our own city? Take a look at who's running it right now.
Right.
I will say that flyer is a result of my recall efforts against JUANITA GOWDY. I will also say that the reason why everyone is on the attack with Councilman Martin now is because they fear that he will help to recall some of his colleagues.
Right.
So this is all political. These are all political chess moves. It's really sad that this has been the narrative within the city of East Cleveland for so many years. We hear the same narrative, the mayor is stealing money. I want to inform everybody, there is no money to steal.
Right.
We are in fiscal emergency, which means each and every expenditure that the city makes has to be approved by the state. If the state does not approve it, well, then we cannot spend it.
Right.
So that is a horrible lie and narrative that completely needs to be dispelled. If you notice, it is the same 2 or 3 people that are always speaking. These are the same 2 or 3 people who have used the media against the city, and so these are the same 2 or 3 people who are constantly running to media outlets with the wrong information or with a fake narrative,
Right.
and they think that they are progressing their agenda, and
Right.
whatever agenda that is outside of just completely taking over the city and
Right.
running it into the ground.
Which they will
They are
do.
actually just tarnishing and diminishing the reputation of the city of East Cleveland and those elected officials who are knowledgeable, who have dedicated their lives and their time and their spirit to empowering the people and helping residents. And so I just hope that if this recall effort is successful, that we will have the ability now to start over with a clean slate. At this time, I am not running for council, so I was quite, surprised that I was, placed.
They
in
need
the
you
line.
back on there because I've been filming this since December of last year. Actually, I started filming when they were doing a recall for Mayor Brandon King and Ernest Smith, and that's what got me into this whole flow of really filming East Cleveland like I'm filming, because once I started down the pathway of filming the recall, so much truth came to light that I switched sides. I was like, oh my God, I felt like I was played. I felt like I was temporarily duped. I felt like, they had pulled a fast one on me. And when I learned the truth, I was livid.
Definitely. One thing I have to give them credit for is that they do know the power of the media. And so they know that, the average resident is, busy trying to, improve their quality of life. They're working,
Right.
taking care of their family.
Overwhelmed with that.
They're overwhelmed with that. And so not as many people that should, do their own investigation. And so a lot of times people take what they see, printed and, on the news as law. I just want all of the residents and any of the viewers out here watching this video to remember it is the same few people. So the same few people, no matter which mayor we have had, has perpetuated the same narrative. this person is stealing, and that person is stealing, and this person is stealing, and that person is stealing. It is the same three people who continuously go on the media and spread these fabricated lies that, just continue to spread a false and negative, narrative and image of the city of East Cleveland. But you hear for yourself, when they are in council, they don't know anything.
They don't know crap.
And so it blows my mind that they...
It's appalling. It's pathetic.
It is, that they
it's
have
beyond
so much
sad,
time.
the ignorance.
It is. I mean, they have so much time to, pass out these flyers, like against, Councilman Ernest Smith, like against myself. I will say this, Councilwoman Pat BLOWWITCH, she has personally attacked me by sending out numerous emails about me. The other three people that she is imparting with, they are not as courageous as she is, so they kind of hide behind a pen and a fake name.
Right.
Although I already know who they are, but that's okay. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. I guess I am doing my job correctly. I mean, they did the same thing to Obama, so they do the same thing to any great leader that is, and not calling myself great, I aspire to be great, but I do know that I always, first and foremost, work for the best interests of the residents within the city of East Cleveland. I am an East Cleveland resident. My children are born and raised here. I care about what happens with the schools. I care about what happens with our streets. I care about what happens with the crime in our area.
Right.
And as councilwoman, I worked very hard and diligently to not only, clean up my ward, to make it a place where, homeowners would want to come and would want to raise their families. But I also, was very conscious and worked very hard to change the narrative and the image of East Cleveland. To, dispel that image that we are just, ignorant and we can't govern ourselves. And I think that, the council class of 2018, 2019 to 2020, we did a phenomenal job in doing that. And I mean, basically you can just compare, videos from when we were on council versus, the videos highlighting council right now. And you can see a stark and very vast difference in just, our approach, just the polish that we had versus the non-polish of this one. We have counselors on, people on council right now that have not been recognized, that have not legally been appointed.
Right.
They did not follow the appointment procedure at all. They fired our clerk.
Yes.
They appointed, another clerk.
Who's not even competent. Justin Anderson, I'm going to say his name because I have nothing to fear. And many people know me in this city know I have nothing to fear. They've kicked me out of there, Juanita has. But she couldn't do it tonight. That's why I was in there filming. What she did to me last week was illegal. But I want to get into some specificity. Also, I'm going to be interviewing Heather McCullough. She's going to really zero in on some of these targeted scams and schemes that they have been pulling.
Like the story that they planted that I was charged with voter fraud.
Yes.
So I just wanted to address that. That was completely false as well. That was a reaction to the very first recall effort against Juanita, Councilwoman GOWDY. We did get the signatures. We were able to get her on the ballot. And so as a result, then basically they went around to the residents who had signed the petition. They harassed them along with, I'm not going to name any names, but they went around to the residents, harassed the residents. Yeah, I'm good. They harassed the residents into basically rescinding their statements and their signatures. So no charges were ever found against me for voter fraud. I was never arrested for voter fraud.
They just manufacture shit out of thin air.
So that's that. But there's been so many attacks on me over the years that I'm kind of used to it, but it's kind of sad for me to say that I'm used to being attacked when all we really want to do is the good work that the people have elected us to do or appointed us to do. I'm not on council right now, but
you need to be. And let's talk about the specificity of these recalls because actually I've been working with Tara Morgan and Dalen Diller from Channel 5. I wish they would have been here tonight, but they do want to cover you're getting recall signatures tomorrow. So I'm really hoping that we can make that come to fruition so we can see your recall efforts on the local news tomorrow. Now, the deadline for the recall, I was made aware, is January 20th. But what I want to know, I know that the signatures need to be in by Friday. But my question is, how many signatures are needed for each one of these scoundrels, and how many do we have right now?
Well, I won't comment as to how many we have, but I
Okay.
will comment as to how many are needed. So I believe to remove Councilwoman BLOWWITCH from office, it is 671.
Okay,
So roughly it is, I believe it is 25% of the vote that they got during their election.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
so Councilwoman Gowdy, I believe it is 115.
We don't have that times 20 yet? Please tell me we have that number. Please.
No comment.
Oh my God, we gotta have that number. I'll sign the dog.
And then the number for Councilor Stevenson, the minimum number needed would be 165.
Okay.
And so we are definitely working hard. I just want to say that, being in Georgia for the year, working on, a campaign, I got a chance to see how other city councils operate, and to be quite honest, I'm ashamed.
Right, it's
I
appalling.
am ashamed. And
It's pathetic.
And when I tell people that I am from the city of East Cleveland, they always give me like this look, like, oh my God,
I know.
And so I
You poor
spend-
thing, I know.
Right, and I have to spend like the next 30 minutes explaining, oh, it's not what you see on TV. This isn't right. That's that's a lie. And it's just really time that that whole group just stop. They are such a detriment to the city.
Yes.
And the fact that they have been able to prey on people's inability to do, research
Right.
for themselves, whether
Right,
it be
and to
time,
understand the process
right,
and the
distance.
charter
And
and,
they exploit that.
right, they do.
They exploit
They
the
do,
residents.
to a criminal degree.
They
Yes.
exploit the
Would you like to
residents.
come over and add? Okay,
They
okay.
definitely exploit the residents, and I just think that it's time that we stop. And so I think this is the first time in the history of East Cleveland that the majority of councilors sitting on city council, or the already sitting councilors on city council, are all being recalled at the same time.
Yes,
And so, please, if you're not signed the petitions yet, please, contact Fred or contact myself. Fred does have my contact information, and I will walk, I will ride a bike, I will swim, I'll fly, I'll drive to you so that you can help support us in getting rid of this dysfunctional council class that we have and continue to move the city forward. Thank
now
you.
tell the public, what time will you be out gathering signatures tomorrow? And so, is it my understanding that you're gonna be pushing this effort for 2 more days, or will it end tomorrow? Give us
Oh,
a
it
time
doesn't
frame.
end. My efforts will never end.
No, I mean as far as getting the
No.
recall signatures. Yeah.
No, they're not gonna end until the deadline.
Okay. So you're gonna keep
Yeah, so I'm gonna,
even if you get 1,000 and you only need
Yes.
100, you're going okay.
I'm gonna keep
Okay.
pushing, because I think, with each door that I knock on, I have a chance to.
Yeah, you do, to engage.
Right,
Yes.
to engage residents and to give them the right information and to dispel the wrong information that they're getting. And the response has been completely overwhelming. And I think a lot of the residents within the city of East Cleveland at this time are ready for a change.
Yes.
I mean,
Will you run for office again? Will you run for council again? Because you need to, for real. And even if you don't run for council, you need to be a integral part of drafting criteria for council people even to come on board to even campaign for election, because that's really where the crux of the issue is. Almost any incompetent fool can pop up and try to run for office in East Cleveland, and that needs to be ended today. You need to pass a reading and writing test, first of all.
That's gonna have to calm it down, please.
Okay. You need to pass a reading and writing test, first of all, and then you need to be a proven, you need to have a proven comprehension of civics, of how governmental processes work. I don't think that you just need to come in cold out the rain. You can't read, you're illiterate, and then you have this ghetto mentality, and then you get a position on city council, and then all hell breaks loose, and that's what we're seeing. And I know Patricia, I know Juanita from years ago, and they all, and both of them especially, exhibit severe mental deficiencies. See, I can say that Now, I know Patricia Blowiak. I'm telling you, I am no one to play with. Patricia Blowiak is a hoarder. Her car and her home is full of bed bugs. I'm scared for anyone who has to sit up there because she is bringing infectious, just everywhere she goes. It's like that Broomhilda cartoon where when she drove away in her broom, bobby pins were left. Well, whenever Blowiak is around, there is a terrible stench, odor, and she is just not clean. And that's a mental deficiency. That's something that a person in her position, she needs to be removed from council until she exhibits, normal behavior for a consistent period of time, and a mental health check, literacy check, of course, criminal those needs to be paramount for any person wanting to become an elected official with East Cleveland. And I think that if you could help draft some legislation or policy like that, then we could stop a lot of these unfit candidates from ever applying in the first place.
What I will say is whether I decide to run for council again or not, I will always continue to fight for the city of East Cleveland. I am a resident. As I said, my family is here. I've raised my family here. I believe in this city. I love this city. We are a family here, even, with the odd cousins who,
Right.
want to make, problems for us all the time. For the majority of the residents within the city of East Cleveland, we are a family. We do look out for one another. We do care about one another. What happens in Ward 4, affects what happens in Ward 2 and vice versa. So we are not a one-man army or an island of our own. We all have to work together. I thought it was, and I wanted to touch on that comment made by Councilwoman Korean Stevenson, imploring the mayor to work with them and highlighting how Mayor Brandon King walks out of meetings or does not attend meetings. I know for a fact that Mayor King has scheduled many meetings where he has requested the attendance of counselors so that way, we could discuss things pertaining to the budget so that we could, pass the city's budget, where they just simply have not shown up. And so I think the first step in ensuring that we have a functioning council class next time is to make sure that you are taking this job for the right reasons. You're taking this job because you actually want to help the residents. You're taking this job because you actually care about the city. You're taking this job, because, I am my neighbor's keeper. Not taking this job because you want to recall that one.
Right.
You're taking this job because you have a personal vendetta against the mayor.
Right.
And I think that is all that we have seen for the past 3 to 4 years.
Yes.
And, and just to finish out with that, going back to the I do not know statement, these councilwomen have been on council for 2 to 3 years already. So the fact that, I believe it is Councilwoman Gowdy's as well as Councilwoman Korean Stevenson's re-election year. So the fact that you have been on council for almost 4 years and you still don't know what's going on with the budget is a severe problem. And so I just think that, that should just, show all of the East Cleveland residents that it is time to get engaged. Don't believe, everything that you see by these little salacious, horrible little, newsletters that they put out. They put out these newsletters, but they don't contain the information that residents need to improve their quality of life.
Right.
For example, rental assistance to, help those residents who are facing eviction.
Right.
They did not even know
They were
those
clueless
monies-
about CHN. I know about CHN, and I'm not even an elected official.
Right, and that's just
And so when the mayor
completely-
started talking, it was amazing because I judge the credibility when a person is speaking by the truthfulness, by the accuracy, and how their information hits my spirit. Because I'm no dummy. I've been filming for over a decade, for almost 2 decades. So there's not much that you can get over on me. And if you do pull a fast on me, trust me, there's going to be a check in my spirit that makes me track down that truth or that lie, and that is really the crux of where we're at. We need reporting that is accurate, and we need people in positions of power whose motives and agendas are about serving the people that they've been elected to serve. and not this fiasco
We
that we
also
have
need
in
the
here now.
outside, and I also want to say, and I made this request to outside media media outlets. What we need when you come into our city to cover a story, we need you to get both sides of the story.
Yes.
We don't want you to explain the salaciousness of that one side, which
Right.
is what seems to be the trend.
Right.
I think that I want to call out a lot of the mainstream media outlets because you guys have actually assisted them
Right.
in tearing down the city by doing, fake reporting or not doing your due diligence.
Right.
Basically, taking what they say is all
Gospel
doing your
truth,
own
right.
personal investigations. And so I just ask that the outside media outlets be more responsible as well.
And I have also been asking them to back up and to add to your point, to cover our stories live stream, to cover our stories in their entirety and have your, yes, I know you're going to have your edited version, but also have the total unedited version so that when we want to go look at what from beginning to end, what really happened, we have that footage available on your platforms, and you are, when you do your reporting, you're giving us, the public, that option to go to the website, go to the Facebook page, go to the YouTube channel, and view the entire narrative or view the entire coverage of this story.
Yeah.
That's really what needs to happen.
I did an expungement event in 2019, okay? And over 150 people were able to come and get their records expunged, and that was in an effort to make more of our East Cleveland residents more employable.
Right, eligible, yes.
Right, eligible
Yes.
for employment. And so I sent out a press release to all of the media outlets. OnlyCleveland.com.
Wow.
And they did not even bring a camera. They just wrote like a little paragraph. And that was something very positive. That was something that helped residents. But they did not.
They don't want to
that.
lean towards, or they don't want to
But-
embrace the positive aspects or the uplifting
Right.
or when we're trying to build. But let a shooting happen, let a fight happen,
Right,
let
right.
something salacious happen, like you said,
Yeah.
and they're all over
They're
it.
all over it. And so I just ask that, the outside media outlets, please be more responsible. Take your jobs more seriously. Please remember that the pen is mightier than the sword, and that you must choose your words correctly. You must eliminate all racial microaggressions that you subconsciously or consciously include in your narrative.
Ooh,
because
that's
they
good.
do
Ooh,
affect-
that's good.
They do affect
Ooh,
us
that's
here,
good.
And they do affect how the rest of the world sees us. They do affect our ability to be able to get development funds and, to improve the quality of life, of our residents. And so I, in part hold you guys as much to blame as them.
Yes.
So with that,
Now, tell the viewing audience where you will be at tomorrow, because I know you want help, more volunteers, more attention. Where can the public meet you tomorrow at?
so tomorrow I will be focusing on Fender Avenue. Hello, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you've not signed the recall petitions, please do. What ward do you live in?
We stay up on front of Brunswick.
Brunswick, so I believe that's Ward 4. That's
Thank you, son.
perfect. Okay, perfect. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, son.
Just a working video, Cleveland. So we
I'm
working. No, we working while we filming. I love it. I love it.
So tomorrow, I'm gonna be focusing, and I'll be focusing on the other side of Superior, like Melbourne, Bender. Getting a chance to speak to those residents there. I really don't like to put my location out because you have those in there who will do things like follow me around, harass residents, harass me, and so just for the protection and safety. And
I'll be out there with you tomorrow. What time are you gonna get started?
So we can get started about 1 p.m.
Okay, good.
1 p.m. And so if you have any questions, if you want to get in contact with me, like I said, I will be more than happy to come to you. So that way you can sign these petitions and let's take our city back.
And please give me your contact information one more time.
So my phone number is 216-205-6762, or you can email me at jgadison8@gmail.com.
Now, this is for recall purposes only, y'all. So she's a beautiful woman, but we are going to keep our contact with her, professional about the community. Shay, I thank you very much. It's going to be an ongoing series. I'm actually going to be hopefully a manager of the radio podcast lab across the street. So I'm going to want to make you a permanent guest of that.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of your support, Mr. Barkley. We definitely need it, so, yeah, come out with me as we walk
You got a
these
future in
streets.
media and you don't even know it.
And we're gonna walk these streets, and we're gonna get this taken care of, because I am sick and tired of hearing the same rhetoric, the same excuses, the same complaints from the same people. And now that they have been given the opportunity to make real changes for the city, the changes that they promised the residents that they were gonna make when they were campaigning, they've not done it yet.
Right.
And so now it's time to put those people in office who can make those changes a reality and who do actually have the city's best interests at heart.
Well, they put us out the meeting. Well, they put you out, but when you left, I left because I was done. I had enough. But
I think it was my first time ever being put out of a council meeting.
I know,
That's okay.
I know, and the whole attitude, that dark attitude, that threatening, intimidating attitude, I've never seen before. They've never done anything like that, you know. But we're going to correct this. We're going to recall these evil people off of East Cleveland City Council, and we're going to have a new day in Cleveland. And I really believe, Shay, that you're going to play a vital and pivotal role. And I thank you very much. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.